Okay, so I think all we have left is Yazan and no, that's new type research and Kacricon. Kacricon, extremely forgettable Kacricon. Isn't he supposed to be using like a Gundam Mark II himself during this battle? I won't question it. I could go Beam Launcher and Hyzak Custom, but that's not canon at all. Now, what I find weird is, if I remember correctly, if you go with the Beam Rifle Hyzak, you get the Heat Hawk, whereas the Machine Gun Hyzak gets the Beam Saber. And I've been over this in a previous Titan route that's going to be more distant for you than for me, but for me, I literally just went over this, is that there's no sense using an axe if you have a sword. It doesn't... It's wrong! Why would it have a Heat Hawk if it has the option to support a Beam Saber? Why would you do that to yourself? I do appreciate a mobile suit that actually walks, and I know I said that with the Deja because it also walks, but again, you have legs on your giant robot. Use them. 70% of the mobile suits in this game, particularly not the one-year war ones, because pretty much all of them walk, except of course for the Dom and Xiang. The exceptions should be fairly obvious, but no. I swear, 80% of the Grips Conflict mobile suits just sort of hover along the ground. They don't actually walk. They don't actually take a step. So then why does it have legs? Why does it need legs? I mean, boy. Gonna give you giant robot legs. Let it use them. Don't have it flying around all the time. It's bad enough when they're in space. They're floating around all the time. When they're on the ground, use the legs. Give them a reason for actually being there in the first place. Good move. Ow. Okay, there's a lot of friendly fire on both sides going on here, apparently. Okay, I'm trying to pin down Quattro, but if I keep getting interrupted... Yeah, you're not the only ones with rockets, Roberto. And I am completely out of control of my character because of that nonsense. Oh my god, if I get hit with another one of his damn bazooka shots... Where are you running? You aren't! Oh, thanks for that, Jared. That actually helped. Oh, come on! Oh! Oh! Not cool, man. Not cool. Let me have my frag, okay? Apparently you don't, Kacricon.
Too bad you won't live to become a better one.
Kacricon's voice lines get grating very quickly because he doesn't have that many, because he died sooner than most of the characters in the Titans route.
I'm coming back now.
Died sooner than most of the characters, bar none. Hard to have a grand diversity in voice lines when the character gets offed in the first half of the series. First quarter, maybe. I mean, this is the one where he dies. This right here is where he dies. Or where he's supposed to die.
Alright, let's go! Alright, let's go! Is the Gundam MK2 out here? Focus! Don't forget where we are, or the gravity will grab hold of you. That's why I'm saying it was a chance.
You know, I have to question the wisdom of the English language vocalization to refer to it as the Gundam MK2. Did they not understand that MK is short for Mark? I mean, I don't know. How did they reference Mark in Japanese? I don't speak the language of glorious Nihon. Okay, my melee attacked somehow, and I still got shot. Oh, and stun lock. We love to see stun lock, don't we? Reasons I don't like the Marasai. For starters, the stupid burst-firing beam rifle that can't stun the target unless you land all 3 damn hits on it is just a... I hate it. I hate it so much. Is he leaving? Can he just be leaving?
Kacricon is too dangerous!
Oh my god.
He'll finish me if I deploy my Balut. Is this the end? You always were a coward, Jared. Victory only comes with risks.
Technically not true.
You're gonna burn to death!
What's the Latin for it? Amat Victoria Curam. Probably butchering the enunciation. Victory loves preparation.
Above me?
Victory becomes a far less, you know, risky proposition if you're prepared beforehand. I mean, isn't that Batman's whole bread and butter? We're dealing with Kryptonians, bring the kryptonite.
Back now.
We're dealing with Martians, bring fire. We're dealing with Aquaman, do not go into the ocean. Oh, that one's pretty straightforward, I would think. Stay out of the water.
Alright, let's go! Don't get cocky. So long. You're a good pilot.
There we go, now that we're no longer in the mission that's supposed to kill him, the difficulty has been dialed back. Although, it is important to note that because this is no longer a canon route, it is still more difficult than it would otherwise be. I hate this beam rifle.
Lieutenant Jared! You're unlucky to have run into me. Alright, let's go, Jared.
One-on-oneing the Gundam Mark II is probably a bad idea. You know, a missed opportunity in this game is the fact that there are a lot of mobile suits with cosmetic shields that don't actually work as shields. I mean, that giant bird book wing flap looking thing on the Marasai's right shoulder isn't there for show. But it might as well be in this game. One of the benefits of, like, Gundam Evolve or Evolution, whatever it's called, I'm not at liberty to check as per usual, is that by going with that free-to-play model, they're probably going to have, like, seasonal content and a battle pass, which, at least the benefit with stuff like seasonal content is any mobile suits they don't have at launch that might be added in later. We could be looking at a Gundam game that has all of the mobile suits. I mean, Turn A Gundam is in there. Oh, and I know that I'm gonna like attract hate from Turn A Gundam fans for saying it, but who remembers Turn A Gundam? Now, for the record, I say that as a person having not seen it, but it felt like like Miyazaki does Gundam. Some world where technology is just gone and they're digging up mobile suits from under the ground and they're lost tech and there's moon people. And it somehow is simultaneously the future of several different entirely distinct Gundam universe. It makes no sense. And besides which, what is a Turn A anyway? Like, when did that become a thing? Incidentally, it's a Gundam with a mustache that has butterfly wings that come out of its legs. There is so much what the fuck in that series. And I say all of this, knowing all of this, without having seen it. Because it just becomes this rabbit hole where you're just wondering... It doesn't make sense!
I'm coming back now.
It's like somebody took like a Miyazaki work, the ones he's most known for, and blended it with like post Succession War BattleTech and slapped a Gundam sticker on it. I don't understand.
Kacricon, heading out.
We have no idea what he would be using at this point, considering in Jared's routes there is no like Kacricon lives, just Lila and Mauer lives, so in terms of mobile suit selection, I'm a free agent right now. I can pilot wherever the hell I like. And given my options, I'm going to be piloting the Gap plan.
The dark side of the moon. The tides of history will turn in favor of the Titans. I look forward to your performance.
Mobile suits I'd most want to pilot. Like in Gundam Evolution or Gundam Evolve. I don't care. The new game that's coming out. We'll just abbreviate it that way. The new one. Real non-specific. Cover all my bases. I don't know, the Goof Ignited would be fun, although I can see a certain redundancy happening if there's like Universal Sentry Goof and then Goof Ignited and then... Well, no, it would be just the two. Ooh, an actual Slash Zaku would be cool. Have the giant, like, beam halberd. Because that was the cool thing about the Slash Pack, because the thing that's visually obvious if you look at the artwork is, of course, the big rotary beam cannons on over the shoulders on the backpack, but that thing came with a giant beam halberd axe scythe thing that was just... Oh, that would be cool. I want to do a Zaku Phantom with the Slash Pack on. That'd be pretty neat. How are they going to implement Unicorn in something like that? Like, what effect would the full Psycho Frame have on gameplay? How would you balance that so that it didn't just break everything? How would you balance Double O that it didn't break everything? I mean, there's something, because... I mean, you've got mobile suits with modality, transforming mobile suits, but you also have stuff like, Oh, God, I lost my thought. No, now I remember. You have mobile suits with modality, but then you got stuff like Trans Am. It's not a transformation, it's like a status thing. How are they going to overlay that? I have so many questions. And I should point out that I'm saying this without actually seeing any footage on the game. I don't even know if there is any footage on the game, because some companies do NDAs and people do beta, like public betas and so forth, so I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I suppose because I'd rather be surprised when it comes out. Besides which, can you trust a beta? Can you rely on that as a meaningful source of information? I question the applicability of that. Maybe it'll get fixed, maybe it won't. You won't know until it's out. And there was a line from Ocean's 13 where it's like the casino that they were planning on hitting. One of the older heisters was making the point that, like, well, I already saw people going in and out of the place. Isn't it open already? No, it's a soft opening. It's like an out-of-town preview, except it's in town. He's like, when they opened the Flamingo, one day it was closed, the next day it was open. You know, simplicity in and of itself is not a bad thing. Can we go back to that thing when you didn't have to say that it was absolutely totally zero down free, and something could just be free, and it wasn't like, oh, but there's shipping or something. There's money taken from you hidden somewhere in this transaction for some reason. Open betas, closed betas, alphas, play testing. I mean, in the industry, there didn't used to be this much goddamn jargon. I swear, it's people trying to invent something for them to do. Oh, our operation is so big now that we need an assistant buyer. Our assistant buyer needs an assistant for their buying. That actually came off my head as an aside from a freaking joke in Friends, where Rachel got a job as an assistant buyer, and they're like, so what do? Just, like, follow snooty rich people around and help them pick out clothes? And she's like, yeah, why? Nothing, it sounds very fulfilling.
Don't get cocky. You. What are you doing?
Both barrels, and that Nemo isn't dead. Both barrels. I gave him both. Yeah, that shoulder is just round. Oh, and the ankles. Or heels. No, heels. Yes, heels. I'm not sure if the geometry that they have here is actually geometry reflective of the canon design or just a byproduct of the fact that this was PlayStation 2. Can only get so many polygons on screen. So many that some of the cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid 3 had to leave out certain models specifically because they were pushing their polygon limit. That is actually a thing.
Kacricon, heading out.
So Snake and Ava are driving off in the motorcycle, and they're getting chased by Soviet soldiers in motorcycles with, like, sidecars or whatever. And the Soviet soldiers are using the Scorpion submachine gun. And the thing is, if you look closely, their Scorpion submachine guns don't actually have magazines in them, because they had run their polygon limit for that particular sequence out, and so they had to cut polygon somewhere, so they literally took the magazines out of the guns. Now that attention to detail is just incredible, that it's like, okay, we need to save polygons, where can we do it? Well, we could take the magazines out, it's gonna look weird, but maybe they won't notice if it's all, like, quick and happening enough. I mean, James Cameron managed to deliver an alien queen that terrifies, and was functionally, it either had to be attached to a massive crane, or have a seesaw up its butt, or, I mean, the camera tricks, the in-camera tricks that had to be done there. And you still buy it. You look at it and it's like, this is an alien queen. And now it's like, oh, well, we can do that with digital effects. It's like, yes, but the question is, are you willing to invest to do it with digital effects well? Or are we going to get, like, 90s CGI in 2020? Because very often I feel like we get 90s CGI in 2020, and it's not cool. Oh my god, I'm gonna end up getting exploded.
I said I'd protect you, Jared.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna end up getting exploded, because there goes my recover. And this isn't a time mission, I can't just chill out until it's over. Well, at least Emma left. We're only dealing with Camille. God, I can barely scratch him right now.
Don't get cocky. He's using him as a shield?
Wow. Oh my god. Through my attack.
Damn you. What was that sensation? Too easy. Good. Take that. Not yet.
Okay. Marasai, you need to die so that I might live, because you are an expendable character. Come on, give me a recover. Just give me a recover. Do this one thing for me. Okay, Camille, attack me! Make me the one you shoot me the last shot, and he's gone. Okay. Yeah, I haven't upgraded the gap plan because I'm not sure if they're not going to give me something better, because I think we get the Bjarlant. Oh god, I'm going to have to use the Bjarlant again. This whole session has been filled with mobile suits that I don't care for. Not in terms of their design or their lore. I don't care for them in terms of how they handle in this game. And the rock blocked the shot, and he dodged. And what the
You're a good pilot. Too bad you won't live to be
Well, I didn't die. I didn't die. That is not a thing that happened.
I'm coming back now.
Yep, there's the Bjarlant, so why upgrade the gap plant? Well, I suppose I am free agent, so I could still stick with the gap plant, but we're not going to do that.
All right, let's go.
Maybe we'll get something better than this. We can dream. We can hope.
All right, let's go.
Here's the thing, for all my hate of the Bjarlant's performance in this game, I actually do like the look. Because it's weird.
What you're doing, you're not winning.
And I feel like I've probably said this before too, that I like the weirder designs. Ow.
Don't get cocky. Take that. You. Take that. Four, stop.
Wait for him to get up and then miss him entirely and take a hit as well.
You're finished.
There we go, got the timing on that one down. I really like getting him when his shield absorbs it, because you can spam the shield and eventually break it. And then with no shield, he can't transform and run away like a bitch.
Don't get cocky. Don't get, you're mine. Too easy. Damn you. Take that. Take that. You're slow.
Where are you running?
I'll get you. Get away. You. Too easy.
Oh, you tried shooting me after that evasive move.
You. Too easy. You. What are you doing?
We're only toys. I'll kill you.
Well, finish.
God, this attack doesn't hit all that hard. Oh, and he tried shooting me again.
There.
Too easy. I've got you. No way. Good move.
Oh yeah, his shield absorbed that several times. The Zeta Gundam's shield can take so much abuse, you can be forgiven for potentially not even knowing that it can be destroyed. But it can! I've done it. It just takes an ungodly amount of damage to actually make that magic happen. That's what I wanted to have happen. End up right next to the Hyakushiki, which is actually really good at melee. Now, I'd like to spam him with the attack too, but I don't want to be anywhere near the Psycho Gundam. I will get friendly fired just forever. The Bjarlant in Oh. Gundam Unicorn was actually a custom version, and I guess from what I read in the manga, the pilot actually got some lip service, whereas in the OVA, he just kind of... Well, we don't even really see him, just the mobile suit appears and just starts wrecking the attackers. And it was basically a Bjarland with added boosters on its back, and the forelimbs had been swapped out with beam submachine guns, and Gabflay claws, which at least it was drawing from the pool of mobile suits of the same era. And it wasn't the performance of the mobile suit that kind of won that battle for them, it was the fact that the pilot was a Federation ace. So he knew what in the hell he was doing. Trying to do the hover. There's the hover. This just makes you a big floating target. Man's fourth alias is Quattro. That's a little on the nose, don't you think? Okay, that went right between his legs and did nothing. Okay, that went nowhere. That actually nowhere. Fantastic. Excuse you? Like, the hover thing has some utility if you're on, like, a low-gravity map, because you can really use that to get some pretty good height and distance. But here in a terrestrial environment, you're just slowing yourself down to make yourself easier to be shot. That's the reality of the situation. I mean, I always make that point in games with the distinction between something that is really good on paper and something that is really good in practice, because you always have the... what's the meme or the trope, the numbers mason, who... Oh, well, you know, this build numerically complements itself so well that it'll be unstoppable, and I've done the math, and it's all this, and it's all that, and it's like... Yes, but have you actually used it in a practical situation? Because highly optimized builds are dependent upon certain factors, and can be undermined if just one thing happens in a way that the person who built it did not perceive as being likely. Because, oh, what are the odds? And that's why it's always good to have a shakedown. You know, take it out and see how well it functions before you just decide that I have created the god tier of whatever. Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did. Oh, this shit. Oh, this shit. You know what? It hurts, but I'll plunk an upgrade in both of these. We'll start with the Bjarland. We'll make an attempt at that.
All right, let's go.
The problem with this one is not never dying. It's just running out of time. Because it's a timed mission.
There's no time.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
What are you doing? Any more hits and it's over. Too easy. Away, finish. You're a good pilot. you won't live to become a better one. I've got you.
I mean, that was one of the things in Doom's development where, I mean, it was sort of a problem to the extent where Carmack had to axe down Romero's door, which is a funny anecdote in and of itself. But Romero had a belief in an iterative design methodology with the levels he was creating, where he would have an idea, implement it, and then play it to see how it played, and then he'd go back. And it's extremely time-consuming because it's a bit like proofreading a work you've done after every sentence. It's not all that practical. But one can hardly doubt that Romero's levels weren't genius.
No way! What are you doing? Jared, Kacricon!
Ready for half of the assault. I am adrift and can do nothing.
You're a good pilot. Too bad you won't live to become a better one. I won't let you. Good. You're finished.
Good, we just have to kill this Rick Diaz in 25 seconds.
You're finished. Stop playing around.
Fuck off, Jared!
Don't get You're a good pilot.
10 seconds left on the clock. God damn. Good thing I upgraded. I've had that problem if Jared hadn't shot me in the back. You're supposed to be dead!
I'm coming back now.
Am I just gonna end up, like, playing the final chapter with this piece of shit? It's starting to look that way. They're not giving me anything better.
All right, let's go. All right, let's go.
Yeah, whenever I develop something, whenever I've done a sort of job, my mindset is, okay, now use it, test it in practice, because, oh, well, you know, all the pegs are where they're supposed to be, the screws are all in, it's all accounted for. And it's like, okay, sure, open the drawer. And yeah, 99% of the time, whatever, it's gonna work as expected, but there's always that one time where you're certain you have everything as it should be, and then you find out that the back panel for the drawer you installed was like the wrong way around, and it looks wrong, or it doesn't open or close properly. I mean, the NASA guys did all these calculations before anything actually went into space, and yet all the parts were still rigorously tested and examined before a trip was actually attempted. And people just don't think it's practical to have anything remotely resembling that level of, you know, checking one's work in life. And it's like, yes, but why not? At what point is it not so much an issue of impracticality as an issue of laziness? You know, oh, I finished it, it's done, I don't want to be doing this anymore, and does it work? Sure, because why not? Did you test it? No. Well, then how do you know that it doesn't work? Because I did everything right. I don't know why I'm going off on a tangent. The end of like a 2-hour session. Battery's running low. Not an actual battery, mind you, a metaphorical battery. My metaphorical battery. And the computer has just utterly usurped control. Ow! Really? It's 3v2! Two of the characters have plot armor. You know, I'd love to see that in an RPG. I mean, it's probably been done, because at this point all the jokes have been done, for the most part. But I'd love to see that in an RPG, like a special set of armor that's called plot armor, and it has, like, the best defensive stats in the game. Just makes you invincible! Be hilarious! Like, yeah, I got that legendary tier, the mythic plot armor. Ah! Or you could try to, like, thinly veil it, claim it's an acronym, it's the PLOT armor. I don't know, just, there's so many different ways you could have fun with that.
Let's go.
I mean, I feel like fiction oscillates back and forth between
All right, let's go.
we're taking ourselves deadly serious, this is going to be, like, dark and whatever, and then becoming this kind of self-referential meme fest. And the problem is that it always reaches an extreme at one point where it's like enough already, and then at the other end, it comes into some sort of uncanny valley of, are you trying to take yourself seriously, or are you trying to be goofy and just not whatever? None of that connected. Resort to the beam shotgun. God, I have a recording project that, by the time this video is actually airing, I might already be doing. That is something I am very enthusiastic about doing, and it's going to be very different compared to all the other stuff on my channel. And I just find that ultimately for me, because it's not great from a perspective of audience engagement, because you can't give shout-outs over the course of a series when the series is done in its entirety before the first episode airs. But for me, for the type of content that I both can and or enjoy creating, having a whole series on lockdown before I actually start airing the episodes so that they can be airing in a concurrent and cohesive fashion is just very much the preferential way to go. So it's going to be a long series running, so it will be months probably from when I start it to when I actually air the first video, but to some extent, I'm kind of pleased about that because I won't have to play it all in a continuous run. I'll be able to just play it when I want to play it, and if I get burnt out, I can stop and wait a while, come back to it. And that's kind of going to be the format for all the content going forward. I mean, I wanted to get back to a bunch of the stuff that I never finished, stuff like RE4. I actually feel bad about not finishing RE4. I enjoy that game more than RE5, but then again, I never actually played RE5 with another human being. And I can totally understand why in 6 they gave your ally basically infinite ammo and the inability to be killed. Because, oh, Sheva, can you shoot one of them in the head to conserve ammo? Please, God, can you stop wasting healing items? I end up having to cut down my arsenal because I can't trust her with a single heal because she'll just use it. It's like, it's fine, Sheva, I can work with 50 health. Can you stop? Why do I bring this up? Because I've been playing Fallout 4 a lot recently. And your teammates' like default weapons are absolute garbage. If you want them to be good at anything, you gotta give them one of your guns, not fun to begin with, and furbish them with ammo for it. I am constantly running low on ammo, because I didn't spec in perks for finding more ammo, I spec'd in perks to let me build the better guns. And I'm already like level 60, and it's just like, oh my god. Basically, I can't inform my weapon usage on what I want to use. I have to inform my weapon usage on what I have ammo for. Oh, good. I got him in mobile armor mode, so he's going to do the spin-out thing. Yep, there we go. Nice finisher shot. Even if the head, arm, shield is kind of clipping through the body. I don't know, this just went on a tangent. I mean, I'm not done with Grip's Conflict Titans yet. There's still Yazan to do, I think. I think he's all that's left. So, in a subsequent session, I'll probably, like, run him 1 Year War all the way through, because... Did I I didn't do his 1-year war route yet. He's basically the last Titan standing incomplete. Oh, we'll get there, but I'm tired.